Hello.
Uh, Hi. You just joined us right when we stopped laughing because we have to read this now, and it's not
Yes.
funny.
I mean, not intentionally funny anyway. More just
Yeah.
kind of sad funny.
It's like watching one of those shitty horror movies, but it never gets to the horror, so you're just kind of like, well,
Yeah. Like, it's not even fun sad funny, because like a Neil Breen movie is both sad funny and what the fuck funny. In that it's sad because this man thought he was making something legitimately good, deep, and insightful. It's absurdist funny because you basically just have people screaming stuff like cybernetic enhancements at the top of their lungs at each other.
what? Wait, no,
And
no,
then
no. I
like
know who you're talking about. I haven't
they
seen any of his stuff yet.
corrupt people like just loudly explaining all the terrible things they've done to no one.
We still need to do a what are we watching thing for that.
God, just the supercut of reactions. The whole thing is we'd have to buy. I'm pretty sure we'd have to buy the DVDs.
Oh right,
Which,
you can't
if
review
memory serves, they would be autographed.
What?
I'm pretty sure. If
How the
memory
heck?
serves, he autographs like the DVDs he sells.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, we're on
How do I
chapter 3
pay?
of this terrible Sonic.exe remake.
Yeah.
Uh,
Chapter 3 of
yeah.
9.
Tom looked at the game disc and, wait, Tom, I was about to say, Tom looked at the game disc and looked at it for several minutes.
Keep looking, Tom.
Tom picked up the game disc and looked at it for several minutes as he sat down in front of his laptop. Since Kyle's laptop was only at 11% power, there was no way Tom could see the game downloaded on it. If it's charging, well, no, you'd have that issue of possible overheating. Still. So he had to rely on his so he only had his own to rely on. He opened the CD drive and placed the disc in, closing the drive and waited for the installing notification to show up. After a few minutes, the notification appeared on the screen.
Do you want to install Sonic.exe? Alright, pause. E, capital X, lowercase e.
Yeah, that's weird.
Here's the thing, because I don't know a lot about a computer, but I'm pretty sure that .exe would be case sensitive. So if I saw
It's not
.e,
even...
capital X, lowercase e like that, I'd be like...
I'm pretty sure with file
virus?
types, it just automatically would put it in lowercase regardless of how it was typed into a file. For instance, the first Sonic.exe video that we recorded, episode that we recorded, being as it was just flatly called, the video file was just flatly called Sonic.exe, but in the file itself, it was simply referred to as Sonic because of the fact that the .exe didn't show up whenever you typed in the name of the file. Because if you add a file type to the end of a file name, it's not going to show it whenever... The point is, I'm pretty sure regardless of how you typed it, into that, whenever it shows with file type, it would be all lowercase.
Are file extensions case sensitive? Okay, no, they're not. You could have capital.jpg or in lowercase jpeg.
Yeah. Sonic.exe. Tom read the name again to see if it was correct. I mean, I'm frankly more of a fan of Sonic Suggests, but whatever.
I'm a fan of Sonic Underground.
The Sonic Sega Dreamcast collection. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
He felt a small twinge of disbelief creeping up within himself. Really? The wonderful, never before seen video game Kyle had found and spent weeks playing before he died was a Sonic the Hedgehog game?
God, he's such a nerd.
This guy isn't like previous Tom. This guy isn't a massive Sonic fan. Or maybe this is the whole post 3D Sonic thing, so he thinks it's one of those.
Yeah.
I would be upset too. Tom felt his anger rising, but he suppressed it. He couldn't bring himself to curse his friend for such stupidity. And who knows? Who knows what?
Yeah, maybe Tom was being too quick to judge this game. No, it's a Sonic game. Unless it's like Sonic Mania, dude, or, Only to get the benefit of the doubt in the honor of his friend, Tom clicked yes. A standard installation wizard popped up for Sonic.exe, and Tom went through the process. He directed the game files to program files. 64-bit or not. Checked out a thumbnail on his desktop, and of course agreed to the terms of agreement. The window changed into the progress bar.
I mean, due to the way my computer is, I have to go with 32-bit.
Rip.
Yeah. After several minutes, it was at 1%. That's how he died. It was waiting time.
Now, what's clearly happening here is this EXE just overheats your computer to the point it explodes. These people are dying from the fragments of their computer piercing their body.
Realizing it was going to be a while until the game had fully installed, like 3 weeks or something, Tom decided to order some takeout and watch a movie. While the game was installed, he went onto Domino's website, made his order, a medium-sized pie with green peppers and bacon and a 2-liter of Coke, and then went to his couch and turned on his TV to search for a movie on Netflix. Why was this so weirdly specific?
Chekhov's gun? Does pizza save you or something, dude?
Like, this is the kind of detail that people use for, important things.
This is the kind of detail people add when they want to extend a story that, shouldn't be this long.
That too. Why? Why did you need to specify the type of pizza? Why did you need to specify that it was Domino's?
Literally, the first chapter could have been, the whole, my friend, I haven't seen him for 3 weeks, and I get this note. And then chapter 2 would be the stupid installing thing. Then on chapter 3, we could have been on the fucking, actual Sonic bullshit.
It made sense to at least have, it would have made sense to at least have, a mention of the police interrogation. But
yeah, but
there's so much stuff. It's why do you need to mention that he was watching Netflix on his TV?
Why did you need to mention that his fucking... I hate this. Maybe this is sponsored by Netflix.
I doubt that.
After the delivery man came and Tom got his pizza, he selected The Dark Knight.
How long did you wait?
Just enjoyed himself as he waited for the game to install. As soon as the movie reached the scene where the Joker started to manipulate Two-Face, Tom's computer had suddenly went black. It had shut down. Ooh, spooky. Tom heard a faint clicking noise that indicated its shutdown, and he turned his head to see the black screen. What were you looking at before then? The fuck?
The TV.
Alright.
What the... Why did he wait until his pizza got there to start watching?
Maybe he's a slow eater and wants to make it last the whole movie.
What? That is one of the... What? Pausing the movie, he got up to investigate. Didn't seem to have overheated or anything, so he assumed it was one of those kinds of games that required a restart before installation was complete.
Those ASCII before? This is clearly a window-forced update.
Yeah. He waited for the computer to start back up, and when it didn't, Tom grew restless. Surely his computer didn't experience an error or a virus installing this game, did it? I don't know. It's a random .exe file that your dead friend sent you.
When all their computers fucking exploded afterwards.
It's not even that they exploded. Apparently, it's just that the screen's cracked.
Oh. That's stupid.
After immediately pressing the power button, he let out a sigh of relief when it turned back on after a couple of minutes of no response. He waited for the computer to start back up, signed back in, and checked his desktop.
There he saw it. Sitting at the very corner of his desktop was an icon that appeared to be a black X.
How edgy.
There wasn't a name anywhere under it. He right-clicked to check it on the properties. He was rather surprised to see that there was literally nothing there. No type of file, no description, not even anything describing the location, size, or even the dates of when it was created. This is when you go, ah, fuck, I got a virus, and you just factory reset your PC.
Ah, no, my porn.
Yep. Don't worry, you just save that on a USB.
Big USB. Tom stared at the icon. The way it looked on the desktop was more like a tiny, black, cracked fissure in the form of an X. Huh. Bit of an odd choice for an icon. Unless it was made by an edgelord, in which case it makes total sense. Tom muttered to himself, satisfied that the game had installed itself. Tom closed his laptop and sat back down on the couch, wanting to finish watching his movie before playing it.
I just realized a really clever joke I could have made.
That being?
The Sonic.exe file just downloaded the entire series of Sonic.exe.
I honestly thought you were going to say just an entire backlog of Sonic porn.
Oh, no. You're the one who wants to keep making those kind of jokes, dude.
The Sonic fandom makes it so easy, though.
Well, just because it's easy doesn't mean you have to do it. Anyways, you know, if it was Sonic.exe, I would have made that joke. Since it's just a singular X, I'm going to go with the Sonic.exe joke. Anyways.
Yeah, I think the porn would sadly be better than the XXX movie.
Once Dark Knight had finished, Tom turned Netflix off. What? Got up and grabbed his laptop and got himself back on the couch. All right, Cal. Tom said,
he really has to finish his movie.
Moving his mouse toward the X. Sorry, I just ate and, you know, this is making me barf. I kind of double-clicked it. Let's see what's so great about this game of yours. Tom waited until the screen went black. This time he knew the game was starting up. After a while, he heard something as he continued looking at the screen. Quiet but noticeable. A music box playing slowly. God fucking damn it.
How did that get in his room?
Not the fucking music box trope. Ugh.
Yeah. It makes sense if it fits with the setting, but this doesn't.
Yeah. Sonic has nothing to do with fucking music boxes.
Most demons don't have anything to do with music boxes. Possibly Osmodeus. If memory serves, he had something to do with music, but...
Well, I would make a bard joke here, but nah.
He recognized the song. It was the theme song to the very first Sonic the Hedgehog game, except it only played the first few notes twice before ending.
Did that wait, theme song of the first Sonic game? You mean like the title screen?
I guess so.
Or Green Hill Zone?
I'd imagine it was the title screen.
That's not even really... Okay, whatever.
The black screen changed as soon as the song ended. Tom's, it's not much of a song, it's only the first few notes twice.
Mm-hmm.
Tom saw on the screen a background of a sunny blue sky with white clouds floating by slowly to the left. On the center of this, on the center in front of the clouds was the title Sonic in the familiar title text in most Sonic titles. The caption "Press Enter" flashing below it.
Tom pressed enter and as instructed, and the title screen faded into the sky background with a computerized bleep sound, and then a voice spoke up. Tom had jumped, startled from how sudden the voice came from the computer. Hey, Vsauce, Michael here!
But what is Vsauce?
Hey.
Have you seen that video?
Not fully, probably.
Folding Ideas.
.exe.
Folding Ideas is one of their April Fool's thing. Did a thing that was basically the entire history of. I think I've mentioned this one to you before. It was like the entire history of Vsauce, and every time there was a camera cut, he did basically like the Vsauce intro to where like just popped up on screen and waved.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. Hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
Well, it wasn't even actually like it was what the guy who does the guy behind the channel Folding Ideas.
Ah.
He also like the last April Fools, he did a video on how Fortnite does false progression.
False progression?
Not false. Like how Fortnite incentivizes you to spend money on it.
Does it rhyme with battle and pass? And by rhyme, I mean is?
Yes. but like the specific mechanics and psychology behind it.
All right. Well, I'm about to give into that for another game. So big sad for me. This is a game I have over 300 hours in before they even had a loot box in it. So it's like, they were gonna have my money anyways.
And the company also recently put out their own Monster Hunter clone.
Fortnite did?
Epic Games.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, don't worry. This isn't a clone of Fortnite or Monster Hunter. It's an asymmetrical word.
Sonic.exe Battle Royale.
I already know somebody might have made a video like that.
Oh my.
Sonic.exe versus Tails doll.
Okay, those are two different Sonic pastas.
Yeah.
That's... Oh, God.
Fuck. I was trying to look up to see, do you know how there's like Darkiplier and like whatever they call Dark Jacksepticeye or whatever?
Anti-Jax. Oh, wait. I think it's Antisepticeye, which is a play on the idea of antiseptic things.
Yeah. I was going to see if there is a Vsauce version of that.
Oh, God.
But I can't find one, so whatever.
I mean, like, the Mark one was a fan creation that just started up because from time to time in videos he would do, like, some spooky edit or something just to, like, mess with the audience.
Yeah.
And then became a part of the actual thing.
Yeah.
And Antisepticeye was more a thing only done around Halloween.
Yeah.
Which has caused Jack to die twice on camera.
What?
What?
I'm looking at this picture of Antisepticeye and he's fucking ripping his shirt off.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I guess this is very
There's a lot of people out there that want to fuck a short Irishman.
Oh god, this is fucking Sombra. It's fucking a fusion between Darkiplier and Antisepticeye, but it's fucking Sombra. Like, hold on. Been here all along. It's Sombra, right?
What the fuck?
Sombra.
What?
It's Sombra.
Okay.
You see it, right?
Yes,
fucking
I
Sombra.
See it.
All parties you plan.
Things along, they put in the little like cybernetic things on the side of the head. What the fuck?
Do you even have the earring?
Well, I mean, Jacksepticeye himself does have gauges.
What?
Yeah, his ears are pierced with like gauges.
Oh, I thought gauges was something that you put on your head like Sombra has, and I was confused as fuck.
No, and when it comes to that sort of thing, Jack's recently been doing the top knot.
All right.
But yeah, he has gauges.
It sounded like a young man's, at least somewhat younger than him, except it sounded oof. It's just the fact that it spoke in a friendly, almost childlike manner. But Tom could tell just by listening to the voice that there was something not right to it. It sounded fake.
You mean like a synthesized voice made for a video game?
Yeah.
Hiya! Do you want to play a game with me?
No, said the adult male in college who probably would have been smart enough to be done with this shit.
I mean,
the screen faded to black.
Let's be frank, he's probably white.
What does that have to... What?
White people in horror movies.
Alright, but okay. The screen faded to black and then two options appeared. Yes and no. His curiosity still maintained. Tom clicked yes. The voice spoke again.
This whole running joke among different people. Like, wait. The voice spoke? Okay, voice spoke. Running joke is like different horror movies. Like, we're in this abandoned house and suddenly we heard a noise coming from the basement. Instead of leaving, let's go check it out.
Well, is it their own house?
No, I said abandoned house.
Oh, if it's an abandoned house, then yeah, yeet out of there.
Like, even then, if like it's your own house, typically it's better just like, okay, everyone you know is in the house, out of the house. That way we're not in that situation right now.
Call the police.
In the middle of the night.
I would have wondered how they got in my fucking basement, actually. Yeah, you're right. Like, how did I not hear them until basement? I just would have been like,
basement, definitely. Either that or attic.
Yeah, either way, you're just like, nope, not dealing with
Either
this
one, it's
bullshit.
like, I'm not going to go up. And
I might do the attic because I think it was a bird or something.
I mean, if it sounds person-sized, definitely not.
No, if it's like thump, 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 I'm like, all right, I'm gonna head out. Goodbye.
Fubda.
Awesome! I already got the perfect game we can play. One of my favorites.
Now close your eyes and don't open them, even if you feel me touching you. What?
Now close your eyes and open your mouth.
Tom began to detect a slightly. I don't want to. I know that's from something, and I don't want to. No,
I believe
please.
it's from old Honeycombs commercials.
Yeah. Tom began to detect a slight familiarity to the tone of the voice. It was like whoever was speaking was trying to sound like Sonic the Hedgehog. They're already failing if they're saying hiya.
Chili dogs.
Sonic's supposed to be edgy and cool, quote unquote.
No, that's Shadow.
Well, no, he's supposed to, you know.
Sonic's supposed to be cool. Shadow's supposed to be edgy and cool.
Yeah, he's not supposed to sound like a twat at the fucking circus trying to get a kid's attention.
Well, hiya, kids. You want a balloon?
Exactly. It's a pretty good attempt. That almost sounded like Sans to me. I got worried. I don't know how.
Gosh, Mickey.
Gosh,
Wake
Mickey.
me up. Wake me up inside.
I'll fucking do it again.
The demons told me to do it, Mickey.
It's a pretty good attempt, but Tom couldn't shake the feeling that there was something wrong with the way it sounded. The playfulness of the voice didn't really help either. Yeah. Sonic's not playful.
Well, no, the thing is he is playful.
I guess so, yeah.
Honestly, I was... like earlier, I was just like, I had to keep from losing it when you say, he began to detect a slight fuck!
Evil YouTubers wiki! Nani?
What?
Vsauce? Is there evil Vsauce? Fuck, there's no evil Vsauce. Damn.
It's like, yeah, I hate it whenever I just detect a slight fuck.
Demon Locks is a demonic version of Deadlocks. Razor the Killer. Alright, Razor Minecraft. Okay, a lot of these are fucking empty as shit. They're just.
I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of these are just a voice they do for certain things in games. Like whenever Scene Anders would suddenly go into like a psychopathic voice when he's playing TTT.
Yeah, but most of these are only a paragraph long. Like people are trying to start something but haven't, gained any traction.
Really?
Evil Derp Guy 109. He was the antagonist that was the member of the Dark YouTubers. He was a good protector. When this boy became jealous and created an evil plan, he decided to create the Mask of Death. Evil Derp, he puts on the mask to control everything. The place falling a great shock and devastation.
No.
Derp decided to destroy the mask of face power. The cataclysm unveiled all over the place caused both brothers were injured. After Evil Derp, it escaped that someone took for it.
Ah!
Great English, 10 out of 10. Controversial! It's not even controversy, it's controversial.
Oh,
This is beautiful. I found the best fucking thing ever. No, stop giving me random Evil Derp Guy.
Ah!
Oh my gosh.
Oh god! Like it.
Black AI?
Okay, we're gonna move on. The screen changed into what appeared to be a dimly lit room with 3 large old TV screens lined up on the floor. A yellow arrow blinked toward the right next to the 3rd TV, showing more TV screens.
Nightmare.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Mad Pat. Oh my gosh, this picture's perfect.
Ah!
After
Ah!
stop after I show you this. Look at Mad Pat.
I'm pretty sure that's literally just a thing that was done for one of his videos at one point. It wasn't even meant to be a larger thing. What is with...
Oh my gosh, the evil PewDiePie one's perfect. It just says Poo Die Pie, and right under it is just he be evil.
That one was probably just done as a joke.
It is, and it's a
Like by
perfectly
Pewds.
funny joke. Yep.
But
I laughed.
why did someone decide to create this?
Matt Pat has two. There's also Matt Hack.
Someone does a thing for a one-off thing, and suddenly it's being made into a character by a whole bunch of people. It
happens.
It's even something that justifies its own, like, conglomerate site. What?
Captions were above the screens reading, "Choose a player." Tom looked at the TVs. Their screens were showing images of numerous Sonic characters. First there was Tails the Fix, then Knuckles the Echidna, then Dr. Eggman, then Silver the Hedgehog, then Amy Rojos, then Shadow the Hedgehog, then Rouge the Bet, followed by many other Sonic characters, a few which Tom didn't recognize because he's a fucking beta cuck. Only a true alpha Sonic gamer knows all the Sonic characters.
This is my gamer pad where I get tilted at the towers.
He sounded so sad when he said that.
I would too.
At the towers.
Tilted at the towers. Honestly, my favorite, with Rouge the Bat, my immediate thing I always think of is the way that Tear of Grace refers to, which is Rugged-a-Bat.
Every time I think about Rouge the Bat, I think about the time I told you about my first ever Sonic crush.
But it wasn't Rouge the Bat.
Nope, it was the fucking plant bitch. She was a wholesome
Hey,
sweet
Rouge,
girl.
you got any weed?
Oh, weed.
I'm gonna make a ganja sandwich. Extra mayo, my favorite. This is all we're gonna be able to think about.
Yep, the entire fucking time.
Tom was rather surprised by the selection of characters for him to choose from, though he had already come to the conclusion that this one's a game Sega had created.
No?
Was the voice that obviously wasn't Sonic speaking not the first clue? Looking through the selection using the arrow keys, he stopped to Silver. Thinking it over, Tom had remembered he always loved playing Silver in Sonic 06.
Do you know what I just thought of?
Weed gives you superpowers.
Do you know what I just thought of?
What?
Since I did have a crush, I would really consider Cosmo my favorite Sonic character, so I could picture doing this, and then because later on it's just like, Silver, huh? Is that your favorite? And I could just picture myself saying no. And then it's all right, please pick your favorite, and I click on every single one and hit no because it's not there.
Okay.
It's like, alright, then who is your favorite character? Cosmo. Who the fuck is Cosmo?
Just a demon getting very confused with you. As well as playing him in Sonic Rivals in the Mario and Sonic games. Filled with nostalgia, he pressed enter on Silver's TV. The voice spoke again.
Silver, huh? Is that your favorite?
Gosh, Mickey. The yes and no options appeared again. Tom was rather surprised at how the game guessed that Silver was his favorite character.
No, you literally fucking selected it first, so...
Is this... Hey there, champ! Is this character that you selected first out of all these other ones your favorite?
Yes. Well, I'm a good guesser then, ain't I?
Gah!
Can we go home now?
The yes and no options appear to. Oh wait, no. But he rationalized it could have been part of the overall gaming mechanic. If the game was indeed made by a fan of the Sonic franchise, then perhaps the creator wanted to cater to the player's needs by letting them play as their favorite character.
I've seen a game like that, but it was like older without,
Why is it that
I don't know.
the phrasing of everything is so stupid?
Mm-hmm.
With that resolve, Tom selected yes. The voice laughed yuck, as the screen faded to black.
Yuck.
Yuck. The laugh made Tom tense up. Yuck, gosh.
Oh yeah, fucking Zombieland 2 is out.
Oh yeah, it is out.
I need to go watch that.
It was an unsettling, unfitting sort of laugh. A sort of high, whooping, clown-like sort of laugh. Yuck.
Okay.
Of course it had to be a fucking clown.
Glad I guessed right. Okay, the first game we're gonna play is hide and seek. All you gotta do is remain hidden and don't let me catch you.
I love the fact that this went from goofy to just hick.
Yep.
Really, it didn't even start out as goofy. Tom had noticed a growl under the excitement of the voice.
And this is when I realized this wasn't even going to be a Sonic game. And I stopped playing.
The way it said, "Don't let me catch you," sounded almost too excited. Almost predatorial. I love it when they run. The screen faded and Tom saw he was playing as Tails.
What?
Tom looked at the screen in confusion. Didn't he just pick Silver to play as? Why was he playing as Tails instead?
What? What? Bitch! Why did you ask me to select a character if you were gonna...
Sonic.exe the Remake recreates what it's like to play with a railroading DM.
You want to play
what my
bard?
character is. You feel this way. Bitch, no I don't.
You feel the hands of God holding a knife to your neck. You better feel this way, bitch.
You're very much attracted to this person. I beg to differ.
Well then, out of sheer stubbornosity, you aren't attracted to this person. Through sheer stubborn will, you feel the urge to hate on this person you just met. Ow. Alright, so Already this game was giving off weird vibes for Tom, but his curiosity remained steady. The game's graphics were 3D and looked very good too.
Oh god, the real horror. 3D Sonic. The worst thing to ever be unleashed upon the world.
Oh no, Sonic Boom! Though Tom couldn't tell if the graphics quality was similar to that of Sonic Unleashed or Sonic Generations. A small message popped up saying, "It's probably better if you play this with a controller." Bitch, no! Tom promptly grabbed his wired Xbox controller and yeeted it out the window. And plugged it into his laptop. After finding the options to make the controller work, he started moving Tails around and looked at the environment he was in.
Did you need to specify it was an Xbox 360 controller?
No, because that's usually the obvious choice.
Like all you would have needed to say is that he picked up like a wired controller.
Yeah.
And plugged. Tails was in a
stupid head, all right.
Tails was in a city, one completely devoid of life, and appeared to be somewhat in ruins, giving off a kind of dystopian kind of feel. Did you just? You caught that too, right?
No,
Giving off a kind of dystopian kind of feel.
that's worded weirdly. Yeah.
Kind of dystopian kind of.
Oh, nice. It's kind of dystopian, like, kind of.
It's kind of dystopia kind of. Ah! Kind of feel to the overall play. Like, this is 101 shit.
This is what?
This is 101 shit.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
This is something you learn, like, first creative writing class, if not your first English class.
Yeah, but let's be serious. Not a lot of people take that class seriously.
Hey.
Good
Despite
organization.
despite the fact that most, like, high-end vocations that are probably going to require you to write a paper at some point.
Yep.
And so knowing this stuff is kind of important.
You act like people worry about their future when they're, in high school.
Well, I was also meaning in college.
Well, yeah, in college you should know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's funny.
not fully, but like, you should know what your job requires you, that you're there for.
The sky was a perpetual cloudy dawn. Tom was amazed at the amount of detail of this empty ghost town as he had Tails run around in. Exploring districts and entering buildings.
I don't like this. Everything about this entire paragraph was wrong.
Like, what does the jump to 3D do for it?
Hyper realistic.
Like, it doesn't feel like it serves the story in any way.
It takes away from it because this is less and less like Sonic with every second. I'm not even like a huge Sonic fan, but I've
Look
played
how
the
they
games
massacred
before.
my poor boy.
The way it looked reminded him of the third segment of Speed Highway from Sonic Adventure, except made far more bigger and more open, and of course decrepit. Well, yeah, it's a running game. You just go left and right. And of course decrepit, silent with no music, and lacking any characters, NPC, or enemy. Tom's amazement slowly changed to uncertainty, and then worry. The more he explored the city, you couldn't find a living soul anywhere within a quiet, bleak world. It's like playing Minecraft.
This just feels like your bog standard fucking 3D horror game.
Or,
Like, oh, it's an empty, decrepit city.
it's like playing Fallout, but with no bandits.
With no people around and no real noise, except maybe, like, no music. Yeah, a lot of them don't have music except used during jump scares.
Yep.
This feels like what is being described is not something that is scary to be finding in a video game.
Oh my gosh, I just had an idea for a fucking video game. It takes place in like either, this kind of post-apocalyptic area or whatever, and it's silent, right?
Yeah.
But whenever the monsters or whatever gets close, the music starts playing. But the music is like physically emanating from them. Like it's like it's like a mechanical monster with like a music box thing attached to its back that just makes music. So every time you hear music, it's like, oh fuck, it's close.
Like not a thing that it saw you and it's chasing you now. No, it just emanates music.
Yeah, like it's like as it gets closer, it's getting louder, so you have to hide, and you're like, oh fuck.
Like,
I think hide fast.
I think this is the problem though with video game, with video game creepypastas, is describing the video game itself was horrific and stuff. It's like, okay, so it's like a horror game.
Yeah.
He was alone. Suddenly, Tom's concern about finding any inhabitants in the ruined city was soon replaced with an increasingly overwhelming feeling, an ominous feeling he didn't think he'd feel over playing a video game.
He was a little bitch.
Apparently, he'd never played a horror game in his life.
Yep.
Tom couldn't put his finger on it, but he started to get the feeling he wasn't alone at all. Okay, one, that's typically the feeling that starts creeping up on you anytime you do something involving the horror genre by yourself.
Yep.
You watch a horror movie in the middle of the night, suddenly you kind of start getting the feeling, maybe I'm not alone in my house right now.
Mm-hmm.
Similar thing with horror games, or reading a horror novel. If it's doing its job well, you feel scared.
This, however, is just a boring fucking slog.
Like, the scary thing made me feel scared. Cool. That something was out there in the same area as Tom. It wasn't like he was being watched, but more like something was out there in the ruined city looking for him. And it's not even, I feel like I'm not alone in my apartment. It's more, I feel like I'm not alone in the game. Which is an even stupider thing.
Especially when you haven't seen a single fucking soul anywhere.
Well, like playing a video game, you start to, like, if it's like one of those empty things, like you'll start to be like, wait, is there anything like around? But, like, fuck.
Fuck. Thought of another idea for a game.
Like the thing, sorry, go ahead.
You're in an abandoned city again, and like you're building a base in like the ruins of something, and you've been alone the entire time. But then like maybe when you go back to your base that you set up one time, some of your items are missing or things are moved around.
That could work. That could fucking work.
You're just like, wait, what the fuck? I'm not the only one here.
But,
yeah, that's all I had. Yeah. Anyways, what were you saying?
Like, it's the fact that feeling something that you would feel normally during like a horror game or whatever, or maybe like it's a survival game in which you're the only actual player, or like a post-apocalyptic survival game in which you're the only player. It's stating that things that you would normally feel playing that game are some horrific thing that's completely out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where the fuck did I accidentally scroll? Or no, it's your line.
Yeah. Ooh, I just got another idea. Sorry. This can only happen in probably the future if there's ever such a thing as an electronic book. But it's pretty much just you're reading a story, and as you go on, either the character you're reading about that you're playing as or whatever, like in the book, slowly starts to realize they're in a book, so they start trying to fuck with it and like, change the narration to really fucked up things.
Yeah.
It's like you read it, then you get to a point where like they realize everything and like the pages are like scratched out or ripped up looking.
Yeah.
So you go back a couple pages, and if you read it again, everything's changed.
That could actually be an interesting thing to do. Programming would probably be a bitch, but...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Plus, you'd also have to make it to where, like, it's coherent as a story. So, like, when stuff like that starts happening, like, you can still follow it.
Yeah.
Instead of, well, this has suddenly become literally unreadable.
Yeah. It'd just be like you'd be reading the story, you'd reach a point where like maybe the entire story's changed after they figured out what they're doing.
Oh.
So like you try to go back to figure out if you've missed anything, and you realize like the entire story's changed.
I mean, stuff like that, I always find it interesting whenever stuff like that is specifically designed to just kind of mess with you happens. A good example, I can't remember what it was, but it was like that one, like, I think it was based off of some, like, Southeast Asian, like, ghost folklore or whatever. But the thing is that the website had forced scroll points.
Oh.
So, like, you got to a certain point, and suddenly the page would just jump, like, would rapidly scroll down without your input.
And it would animate it pretty much?
Basically, but, like, which that created a few things. One, like, the idea that your computer was haunted because all of a sudden it just moved on its own like that. As well as the fact that, if memory serves, like, there would suddenly be noise, and then, like, it looked animated, and it's like, that's actually pretty well done.
I think I remember something like that. It's a story where this girl's just, like, walking home, and some woman's looking for her baby.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
because like that's one of those things. That sort of Aesop is something I've seen a lot in like East Asian ghost folklore of don't help strangers. Don't
Aw.
talk. Well, like there's a yokai that the whole thing is that it's this vampiric snake woman thing who will disguise herself as human and carry like a bundle that she's claiming is a baby. And so what she'll do is like, I need to go do something. Can you hold on to my baby while I do it? Like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll do a favor for this random lady out by the coast. The thing is, though, is it like suddenly like supernaturally sticks to your arms and then just starts growing heavier
Oh.
to where you're unable to escape after like whenever like another yokai comes over and like kills you and eats you, and then like she drains the blood from what's left of your body.
Oh, gross.
But it's like, okay, so the message here is don't help strangers. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't help people.
Or at least don't help people while you're by yourself. If you're going to help someone, help in groups.
Yeah, like there's a lot of weird ones where it's like, it's not even like the don't talk to strangers thing. I swear it's just like don't help people you don't know. Don't do things just out of kindness.
I'd have to actually look back at where those stories came from and what the time was like, you know?
But yeah, that was back during like feudal Japan.
So I was wondering if it was, not safe to do it back then.
I mean, that is probably a fair point. Though I don't know how many women out there were doing the baby prank.
Well, no, that's just an old folktale, but it's, have to be based off something.
Stuff like, yeah, it would have to be based on something, implying that like women out there pretending to look for help and then people end up dead.
Yeah, like, it's just someone actually trusting a woman to do something, be like, hey, you do this and I'll come by later and murder them, and then we'll steal their money.
Kind of like how the tiger ended up inspiring Persia's manticore.
Really?
That seems to be the most straightforward conclusion. Just giant cat-like monster that no one who's ever run into it has lived.
That sounds like a tiger.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing with the manticore is like no one ever survived to be able to tell people what it looked like.
Well, then how the fuck do people know what a manticore is?
I have no fucking clue. It'd just be like, oh yeah, they went across, they were like going down this one trade route and disappeared. Manticore got him.
You know what it could have been like? Homie's taking a piss around the corner while your friend's like, looking out in the forest or whatever. And they're like, oh god, what the hell is that? Is that a cat? Oh fuck! And then they die.
Just hear cat noises. Because that's also another thing I noticed is that in no folklore are they given the ability to fly, but for some reason in pop culture they have wings.
But yeah, just like think about it. Like the tiger sneaks up behind them because cats like to sneak up behind someone.
Oh yeah.
Just your oh god, oh fuck, and then the tiger hears the sound of somebody or more people rushing over, so rushes away, and all they see is like
carrying
the
dead
shaking.
body.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you finish your thing? You didn't even start your thing.
Yeah.
Tom felt
fear welling up inside of himself that he had never felt before. It was a concern for his avatar, Tails. He couldn't explain it, but he felt like he personally was in some kind of danger. Then run, Forrest!
That's how horror games work.
He had Tails run down the street because he didn't want to enter any of the buildings, fearing he'd be rendered helpless to whatever he was terrified of. Oh, fuck, I feel sick. Ugh.
The real horror.
Tom would also start to notice that it didn't seem like there was any way out of this huge empty city either. If anything, it seemed like he was looping back to the same districts, the same buildings, the further he tried to go away from them.
Looping assets aren't actually that uncommon.
Also, this is there's a lot left, so... And we've already almost gotten
chapter?
hours. Yeah.
I'd like to at least finish the chapter.
Oh, fuck.
By the time Tails has entered the district that had plaza in it, the fountain being dry and one building nearby bent and on the verge of collapse. A tilted tower.
Ah, yes, the tilted tower.
You see, I too suffer from insomnia, but unlike you, it's not caused by depression.
God, that was so great. Have you done the Sly Cooper one?
Yeah, I watched the Sly Cooper one, and I watched their latest one they did, which was Resident Evil 2.
Oh, fuck, they did a new one?
What the fuck was that? That was his Vor demon. He has a Vor demon. Everyone has a Vor demon.
So that's real-time fan dubs for fucking...
Yeah, Snapcube did one for Resident Evil 2.
That's fucking beautiful. Oh, fuck, it's an hour long, yes!
Yeah. Tom had seen something nearby. I think I heard a cat. Walking around the plaza rather casually was Sonic, except the more Tom looked at him, the more he began to notice how different Sonic's character model was. Or at least in comparison to Tails. Sonic's arms were completely blue. So he's the movie Sonic, got it. And he lacked gloves and shoes.
Ah, gross. He's having his feet hang out.
His hands and feet were blue as well.
He's blue, dabba-dee-dabba-die.
Now listen up. Here's the story. The color of his skin on his belly, ears, and face appeared to be an odd pale color.
The more Tam looked at this Sonic, who kept walking ever so leisurely with his back towards Tails, unaware of Tom's character being in the same area to him, the more confused Tom was at his design. He just looked wrong. Yeah, that's how people felt about the movie Sonic. The blue creature stopped in his track before he could take another step. His pose froze in mid-walk. The overwhelming fear for his own life came back within Tom the more he stared at Sonic just standing there, menacingly, his back towards Tails in that frozen walking pose. Sonic then slowly turned to see Tails, and for the first time, Tom got a good look at the creature's face.
I don't know why, but for some reason I thought his T-pose frozen. What?
His animation broke.
He's T-posing on you to assert his dominance.
If I was any good at creating things, I would love to make a fake Sonic.exe where it's just Sonic T-posing at people.
Just T-poses towards you?
Yeah.
Just flying towards you, T-posing.
Yep.
It's like fucking White Diamond's Pearl.
Yes.
This Sonic's skin color was an odd pale. But it was the eyes that caught Tom's attention the most. Excuse you, it's eye. Sonic's eyes were normally green and could join together in most every game he was in, and from what Tom had seen, the Sonic's eyes were split apart!
Oh god, that's the literal worst sin you could have happened.
Meow.
Stop!
Like Tails' eyes, with the irises being pitch black instead, like classic Sonic. This strange-looking Sonic looked at Tails for a moment, and then, to Tom's shock, slowly moved his eyes towards Tom. Fuck, there's a thing I want to say, but it's spoilers.
For?
Monster Hunter World Iceborne.
Please do not spoil.
It's like one of my favorite things because it's a subtle little thing and I love it, but I don't want to say it.
Do not spoil, please.
He couldn't believe it. The Sonic was staring directly at him.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it's not like someone just programmed the thing to where the eyes first looked at the character model and then changed over to look at the camera. The creature smiled a cartoonishly wide kind of grin and spoke in the same voice he heard earlier on.
Don't you go explaining this like it's just a troll game. This is supposed to be a spooky, cursed disc.
Oh god, it's just...
Wow, you're not very good at this game, are you?
You're really judgmental for someone who was just wandering around the map until I ran into him. You didn't even chase me down. I walked into you. We're going the opposite direction. Tom couldn't believe what he was seeing or hearing, his breathing increasing in speed as he stared at the screen. There was no way this creature was talking to him, looking at him. The creature laughed that high, clownish laugh. Okay, I thought you were going to do the nose honk again. Then spoke again, his voice more childish, more mocking, as if he was a kid bullying Tom.
It's just, I would have done it, but I was distracted by the fact that I was thinking about a demon actually being stuck in a disc like this. But he's still, like, controlled by the computer, right? So I could just picture Tom going, nope, fuck this, and then turning it off. So he technically, like, erases the demon's memory back to before he's done it.
He forgot to save.
Yeah. So when he opens it up and then picks a different character, he just says the same thing, and Tom's just like, wow.
Great programming.
What's wrong? You act as if you never saw a hedgehog before.
Yes, perfect child voice. Sonic took a step towards Tails. Tom then, to his horror, saw the black irises spreading over the creature's white eyes like holes cracking and increasing inside until the eyes were completely black. Why is that a 2-year horror thing? Why?
I don't know.
The character's eyes change color. Terrifying.
It just reminds me of something I watched recently. Someone did a Courage the Cowardly Dog reanimated thing, like, you know, this huge collaborations with artists.
Yeah, it was the...
I
forgot his name. Very.
Yeah, that episode, and all I was thinking about is that dude's fucking smile.
It made him feel very naughty.
Oh, God. But literally, it's just the same thing the demons in Supernatural do. And it's like, oh, that's unsettling. Not, oh my God, what the fuck?
Oh, I'm just like, dude, stop. You're already pretty scary. You don't need to do that. Ugh. Gross. This was not Sonic.
Wait, you didn't let me finish.
Well, fucking, I'm sorry.
You jerk. Let me finish.
You're a jerk.
It's just
Be
bad
careful, I'll
form.
complete on your face.
His face, his smile widened more, and Tom could see the creature had fangs. So does Michael Jackson in that one, like, fucking game that was made.
What?
Escape the Ionoki. It's, the name of it is a play on the Are You Okay? From, Smooth Criminal.
Alright.
So literally, like, the monster is just like this weird Michael Jackson thing, and as he's going around the map, you just hear him go, as he's just, like, pursuing you, scuttling around on all fours like he's fucking Shia LaBeouf or some shit. Suddenly you see him, Shia LaBeouf.
Wonder what he's doing now.
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's eating people in log cabins.
Okay,
Large,
but like...
sharp fangs. More fangs than what you would normally fit in one's mouth. What?
Is it my line now?
Yes.
This was not Sonic.
Tom immediately made Tails run from the creature as it continued to transform. Ah, god damn it, it's one of those transforming bosses. It's the Sonic equivalent to Vicar Amelia. He didn't stop to look at the creature as it transformed. Oh wait, as he did so, he saw a look of terror on Tails' own face. Tom didn't stop to look at the creature as it transformed. He didn't want to see it. He had to get far away from this thing, this monster. Tom had made Tails enter a hotel. Yes, I'd like a room for one, please. Desperately looking for a place to hide. But then when he opened one door and ran inside, to Tom's surprise, he had ended up someplace entirely different. God damn it, it's layers of fear.
Oh no.
He could see flames burning all around him. God damn it, it's layers of fear.
This time he was in a large forest area, fire everywhere. As Tom moved the camera to observe the inferno all around him, he could see the trauma and despair in Tails' face, refusing to come more towards the flames no matter how much Tom made him move. Why are you making him move toward them? This
Into
disturbed
the
Tom.
flames, child.
He felt an odd sense of pity for the poor Fuchs boy. Then the voice came again, that terrible fake teed voice.
This room, funnily enough, this is his favorite place to be.
Ah, homie, this isn't a room, it's a forest. Stupid!
It's actually just that vision that Silver had. We should probably help that poor man. I can't see what you're looking at. I can't see what you're looking at, Silver.
Tom moved the camera to see where the voice was coming from. He noticed poking out from the bush what appeared to be Sonic's head, except pale, dark-furred, and with an odd-looking face. No, that's just Shadow. The eyes were now just teeny black pinprick dots. The smile was just a wide black curved line, like someone had
He's a ditto.
Someone had drawn it there with a marker or crayon. Yeah, it's ditto.
He's a fucking ditto now. Also, just the idea of seeing that poking out behind him. What the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Oh my gosh, still the Lord of Fire! Fuck. Tom looked at the head in confusion. It seemed rather surreal. The way the head looked was like it could have been the head of a Sonic doll.
I see that in a game, and I'm shocked for a moment, but then I'm laughing. Not like, oh god, what the fuck?
Spooky smiley face.
The head rose up and saw it ended on a thin, pitch-black tendril of sorts. God damn it. Rising up from the ground like some kind of flower.
Like some kind of what?
Flower?
Hi there,
Photosynthesis.
I'm Flowey.
Flowy the flow.
Well, shit, what was the line? Welcome to... Down here, we exchange greetings by giving out friendliness pellets. Make sure to catch as many as you can.
And then you fucking dodge them.
just like, excuse me.
Excuse me, what the fuck?
I tried that during my playthrough and I accidentally just ate it.
You ate it?
Yeah.
You just yeet?
Again, just really embarrassing considering the fact that it only took me 7 tries to deal with Undying.
Nice.
Yeah, and I suck at DDR.
It's fine. I didn't even try to do the, genocide route because I'm a
I
good
tried
boy.
and I got stuck on sands.
Well, yeah, it's sand. What do you expect?
I was like, God damn it. I think I made it to like that end thing once. Like that final move and got killed during it.
The spin.
Yeah, like when he just throws you down a hallway, basically. Yeah. Anyway, the doll-like head bobbed and swayed its head rather lazily. And all I can fucking think about is Flowey. Tom would have perceived it as harmless if not for the overwhelming terror he'd been experiencing thus far. Again, it's nothing more terrifying so far than a Sonic troll game. I'm pretty sure I'd be more terrified playing the Sonic Dreams collection, especially when you come across Big the Cat. Yeah. And he could see Tails was on the verge of tears as he cowered before this strange thing. A strange being. The doll head spoke in the creature's voice, except now its voice had changed. It's much more young, much more like a child's, and Tom could see that even though it spoke, its mouth didn't move at all. That's how it is with a lot of video games.
Stop right there, criminals to come. Or if you read their lips, nom 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 nom. This adorable little foxy just loves to play with the fire here. Don't you?
Foxy? What is this now? FNAF? Tom saw Tails shake his head no desperately.
Nah, homie.
And you could see Tails was trying to form words himself, but was too scared to speak. The doll spoke to Tails, his voice sweetly, but just as mocking.
What's wrong, buddy? Don't you like playing with me?
Tails furiously shook his head in refusal, tears streaming down his face as he sat there looking at the doll head. The doll head giggled, a hint of the clown-like guffaw under that child's giggle, as it swayed its head more.
Hee hack.
It then responded in a condescending sing-song kind of voice, much more noticeably audible growl on the last word as it stared down at him.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Again, oh god, you're not gonna... A horror game typically isn't going to scare you just by killing off a character.
Especially when they say fucking liar, liar, pants on fire.
That too. Suddenly, something erupted from the ground and wrapped itself around Tails' neck.
Tails?
Tom's neck probably would have been a bit more concerning.
Yeah.
The fox yelped pain as Tom realized it was barbed wire. Tails clawed desperately at his own neck to remove the wire as it was tightly wrapped around it, his neck starting to bleed as he choked and cried. While this was going on, fire began to spread around him until he was engulfed in it.
Spooky.
Scary.
Skeletons.
Send.
Shivers.
Down.
Your.
Spine.
Tom could do nothing but watch as the poor fox child writhed and screamed into flames. He watched his tail's yellow fur to begin to blacken and burn, his eyes becoming bloodshot, his neck bleeding more as he screamed in agony and terror. Tom then screamed as the doll head suddenly creeped up from the side of the screen, dangerously up close, obscuring what was happening to Tails and looking directly at Tom. Oi! You're stopping the show, bruv. Get out of the way. Could see the smile was becoming more real and opened up to show those huge fangy wangies.
Ah, fuck, I hate it when games do meta shit like this. Poorly. The tiny dots for eyes were growing in size and forming cracks on the doll's face. Like, in all serious though, this shit, I would just assume that it was some meta shit.
Oh my gosh, just imagine saying that directly to a demon's face as it tries to scare you.
I hate it when games pull meta shit like this.
Like the creepy smile just turns into a frown, like, well, fuck you too.
Like, seeing this isn't... I'd just be like, oh, okay, so it's doing a meta thing. Got it. Not, what the fuck is what the fuck are you doing? Aye.
But it's Sonic, and he doesn't do this.
Forming cracks on the doll's face, and 2 red dots began to glow from within the blackness of the widening eyes. The horrifying clown laugh was present in the screaming. Yep. Even though the doll's... What?
What?
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Even though the doll's lips still didn't move. Tom had enough. This was too much. He immediately slammed his finger down on the power button and shut his computer off. A ringing silence came as the screen went to black.
Tom sat there panting, drenched in sweat. He could still hear the creature's laughter and Tails screaming in his head before ebbing away. What? What the fuck, Cal? Tom sputtered in disbelief. What kind of game did Kyle buy? This is clearly not a game approved by Sega. Sure, they threw in a creepy message in Sonic CD to scare away hackers, but there was no way they would have developed a game like this, let alone released it to the public. Homie bought it on, like, eBay, right?
Yes!
Yeah, that's why it's not a Sega-approved game. This dude literally bought a fucking hacked cartridge.
I don't know why. Again, I'm just imagining this guy playing the Sonic Dream Collection. This game clearly hasn't been approved by Sega. Just as he's in the middle of the orgy.
Yeah, I wonder how they got away with doing that anyways.
There's a lot of different stuff involved in that. For one thing, parody law.
Yeah.
As well as mechanics.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of how, I'm trying to remember, like, 2 of those different, like, games where you're like a thing in space shooting things. Like, one of them sued the other, but because of a difference in mechanics, they got away with it.
Ah.
Yeah. Tom was convinced that the creature he saw in the game was not Sonic at all. Not just by its behavior, but also because of how the model looked. You mean like the head on the end of a tentacle?
You mean the fucking doll?
Yeah, the doll head on the end of a tentacle. How it started to turn more monstrous in that doll head that he had saw minutes before, and that doll head he had seen minutes before Tails got incinerated. Everything about Sonic in that game was just completely wrong. It had to be made by someone other than Sega. Because there was no possible way that thing actually talked to Tom. Could that? What? There was no possible way that thing actually talked to Tom. Could there?
Ooh.
That's
Yeah.
Was there?
Tom ran his hands along his face with a sigh, feeling sleep overriding his stress over what had just transpired. Ugh. It's just some freaky fan game, it's gotta be. He said to himself, deciding to deal with it in the morning. Tom got up from his desk and went straight to bed, not even bothering to close his laptop or clean his mess. Tomorrow he would talk to his friend about the game and maybe continue playing it. Or turn it into the police.
Hey, my friend sent me this sometime before he died. Hoping to shake off the feeling of dread and uncertainty, Tom slowly drifted to sleep. Well, good or bad news, people. This is going to spill out into November.
Please no.
I'm sorry, but we have to finish it at some point.
Yeah, next year. I don't want to sit through this bullshit no more. If anything has to carry over from Halloween, we should do the fucking Tales from the gas station.
We'll have it to where it's something less painful whenever Tom's here. That way you don't have to deal with unrelenting pain. Like stories of terrible RPG sessions.